it kind of drives me nuts when I see like a chief data and analytics officer or something at a large organization, and they're
Sorry, you're breaking up again, Gregory.
Sorry, I was saying it kind of drives me a little bit nuts when I see these kind of chief data and analytics officers, and their most advanced degree is kind of like a master's in, say, some relatively non-technical field, like
an MBA.
I can't. Well, yeah, like an MBA, right? Well,
yeah.
when I get people that tell me that they're strong in statistics because they took an MBA, unless they also have a PhD in statistics or mathematics or computers, they are not strong in statistics, right? Much like I took some finance courses in college. That does not make me a CFO, right? No, and everyone was like, of course not. But for some reason, at a lot of these big companies, they're like, oh, I took a stats course, that makes me a data scientist. And no, right? That's like me saying I took some biology courses, I can go do heart surgery. Well, no. I mean, I know where the heart is, and it has 4 valves and something, but I'm not a heart surgeon.
Okay. Question for you: how do you get diversity of thinking in the space you work in? Because the way I think about it is, you guys are at the forefront and the cutting edge of discovering new things for this for the planet in terms of how things work. But you all seem to have very similar backgrounds. You're all sort of hyper intelligent, analytical statisticians or mathematicians out of the MIT or those equivalent Caltech equivalents as well. So how do you get the diversity happening? And you're not gender diverse either. And you're not gender diverse either, but yet you guys are doing some pretty innovative shit.
Yeah. So look. So when I hire, right, diversity is important, and I definitely keep an eye to that. But first and foremost are the people that I hire when I look for. I hire for hyper intelligent, smart people, and they come from everywhere. Male, female, the U.S., not the U.S. I could care less, right? And it tends to. I don't look at the names beforehand or any, and it tends to. As long as you keep an eye on it, you tend to get a diverse group of people, both from kind of a socioeconomic point of view, but also. There are people on teams that, were neuroscientists, that were chemists, that were mathematicians, that were physicists, that were sociologists, that were economists. Yes, granted, there are not many data scientists that, majored in art history. There are just not. You don't develop the technical skills that you need in that field, right?
Yeah.
So the technical fields, it doesn't have to be math and stats and CS. But those are the largest ones because they're very related. But, there are people from neuroscience. There are people, there's a whole bunch of stuff, right? But it does need to be a technical field, right? But I can argue that same point to you. How many CFOs do you know that majored in art history? Right, or poetry, or right. I'm not saying those are very good fields, but they don't make a CFO. They make someone else.
Okay.
Right. You need a certain amount of technical skill to do this at a high level. And that amount of technical skill is often gained at graduate level work.
And it's interesting you say you want your leader to have that technical grounding as well, because I think sometimes we differentiate, leadership skills differently from the technical skills that and think that it can work. But your premise is it doesn't inspire someone.
No. And I'll give you example after example. Tesla, Elon was an engineer. Google, Sergey